Welcome to the Three Technoteers. I'm Steven, and I'm joined by Tony and Chilton. And Chilton has brought something interesting today. But first, let's watch this Blue Origin rocket landing. They just reused a booster for the first time, so it's man, it's awesome. It's so cool. So let's watch this rocket landing real quick.
All right.
And it did the same thing it did last time, like kind of coming off to the side of the boat and then like scooting over to it.
Yeah.
I know it's all the SpaceX landings, like they just go straight down onto the target. So I wonder if they're still like working on their targeting for the landing, or if that's just like part
Yeah, I bet it's
of the
something like that.
technique.
Just in case.
So cool.
Right.
So crazy.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Hell yeah. And that is a reused booster. So they are officially I think the second company that's done that now, other than SpaceX, flown a reused booster and landed it during or after the reused flight. Like wild. So
Yeah.
wild.
Just come into that era, man.
Yeah. Dude,
That's
it's
fantastic.
yeah, we're another 100 years and it'll be like the expanse.
See
Yeah.
that whole concept though of a rocket landing on its butt, that just it wasn't a thing. Like no one thought that would be a thing. Sure. All the videos, everything you see, back in the 80s and even in the 90s was it's going to land like, it's kind of like an airplane land, like the space shuttle kind of thing,
Yeah.
Yeah. or something around that, like that. No one thought fly right up, fly right back down. That just wasn't a thing. It's amazing to
Which
watch.
and it's the most intuitive way to do it,
It
honestly.
is.
Like, because it's already pointed that way. Like
Absolutely.
that's where the engines are already pointed. Like, just
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, and
So
also take another step into that too is that they are actually landing on that boat. It wasn't just on land, you
yeah,
know.
yeah, it's a
So
moving target.
it's a
Like,
moving target. So I think that Yep. was really cool, something to look at.
yeah, yeah. No, it's so awesome. Like,
Yeah.
golly. But it will be cool when like. Well, SpaceX is already able to land back at the launch pad, though, basically. So never mind. Never mind. Anyways, let's move on to what Chilton's got for us.
All right.
The most sci-fi thing I've ever seen in person, I think. So let's get going with that.
All right. All right. So this is the origin story for this is a whole other thing sometime. But basically the idea was, could we take a whole lot of different domains of expertise that I had some experience in, and kind of combine all of it together. And I had this awesome business partner who uh, kind of came up with the idea, and she suggested that I take a stab at building it. So I did, and then we got it working, and then we've been trying to put the whole thing together before telling anyone, because I think it's such a I I don't use this phrase lightly. I think it's kind of a revolutionary device because
Oh yeah, dude.
before this
From
existed,
everything I know about it so far, like this is
yeah, I
literally
mean,
next gen, like the kind of stuff you see in sci-fi movies and stuff.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. So without further ado, right? So this is a wireless ultrasound, a portable wireless ultrasound that works in VR and AR. And what that means is, and I'm going to show you this in a second. I see through this what I'm going to see this ultrasound, and I'm just holding it in my hand. This is wireless. It's small. It's compact. It has a generates its own Wi-Fi signal, and it has a pretty lengthy battery. Um, and I've been using it for quite some time now. I'm not sure exactly how long the battery lasts, but it's well over an hour. And so I'm going to use use this in a second to scan part of my body. You're going to see through my headset that I can see straight into my body through this and this combined. And then I'm going to sweep across it and lift out part of that so we can look at it outside my body. It's super weird. So I'm really happy though that with how well it's working. So we're going to get into that now. Let me see. I'm going to share my screen. There we go. All right. So and keep in mind, this may be a little bit jittery and a little, I'm not sure what the quality is going to be like, because I'm recording it. This is,
Yeah,
this is
that doesn't matter. Quality is all people want to see is that it works, you know.
well, it works really well. So I'm going to try recording. I'm going to try also recording the screen if I can. I don't know if I can. I don't know why it's paused on that. Maybe that's the result of.
It's because it's a dual. It's running dual. I ran into this issue with OBS.
Is that right?
It's trying to. It's the Zoom is also trying to feed off the same input.
All right. All right. So it's not going to work. Okay, that's fine. I'm just going to quit OBS then. All right. So here we go. All right. So there we go. So the version that I have in my hand right here is we have all these different attachments for it, different sizes and shapes and hand configurations and stuff. This one is for left-hand use. And so the reason for that
Like
is sometimes
using it with your left hand or
yeah,
scanning your left hand.
Yeah, it's because your hand you'll use your thumb to activate buttons and stuff on it. And the reason this is a thing is not just for left-handed people. It's actually that a lot of people in the medical industry who use ultrasound to guide things they're doing use their right hand to do the thing, and they hold the ultrasound wand in their left
On
hand.
their left.
And so this is the left-hand one. We have a right-hand one. It's exactly the same. It just flips on there and it goes the other direction. So here we go. So as you can see, I'm holding this thing up there and there and there. So I'm going to turn my head away from this camera in a second, and here we go.
Perfect.
Okay. So the first thing you want to do is put some ultrasound gel on something. If you want to try to move the cursor off there. We're going to use my hand or my arm here. We'll just use my wrist real quick. I'll show you this.
What is that gel? Like just
It's called Absonic, but
it's the same kind of gel they use for like looking at babies and stuff.
Yeah, that's all it is.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And let me pull up the heads-up display real quick. Just a second. Give me just a second.
You're good. Hey, man, you know what? That would you need to like make a phone app for this. And do phones have ultrasound and stuff, or I guess if even if they did, it wouldn't be like good enough for
No,
doing
but
this
it'd be
stuff.
more of just the application being able to talk to the device.
Yeah,
It'd be an input signal.
Yeah, we actually have a phone app.
right.
But the trick there is that oh, why is it not connecting now? Give me just a second, guys. I'm sorry.
No, do you think? Do you think? It's all right.
Oh,
Oh,
It's up there.
yeah, your
Great.
virtual desktop.
all right. Why is it up there though? Why is it not responding to any? See, the thing is, I got too many controllers. That's the problem. That's what it is. Okay, reset view.
Man, I've got to get into AR. That's so cool.
It is so cool. I was blown away with it. I have the 3S and when I set up a virtual desktop, I thought maybe it'd just be in front of me and it's like this, and it knows the distance and it stays at the same distance when I
Yeah.
move and it doesn't. it actually reads the room, and if I set it like along my wall to my right, it would stay there. So if I walked up and walked
Oh,
out of
it
my
knows like how
office,
far it is from each
yeah,
wall and
it's
stuff like
that's
that. Oh
where it
yeah, yeah,
stays.
that's cool.
It is
Hell
phenomenal.
yeah. Yeah, dude, something like that for programming would be so awesome because like I could have like a script
The
open right
immersive,
here and then
yeah.
like have it running right here and like just man,
Oh yeah.
all sorts of stuff. Like, dude, that would be so cool. Be so cool. Definitely. How
Yeah,
much
instead of
are
it being
some
just
AR
linear in
goggles?
front of you like that, it would be
Yeah,
three-dimensional, so you could just go whatever direction,
yeah,
fan
yeah.
it all out wherever. That would be so cool.
How much are the goggles?
I
So the
actually
headset,
got, go
yeah,
ahead.
go ahead.
Sorry.
Yeah, go ahead, guys.
I
Yeah,
I mean
I'm
I,
so
I always search for deals all the time,
Yeah.
and so I'm constantly I'll go to like pawn shops or anything, and I'm constantly on like marketplace, and I got mine off marketplace, which is just the 3S, so the step down, but it still works great. I ended up getting mine for $100, and that
Oh,
came with
dude.
the charging stand, the extended battery, and the charging stand for the controllers. So the deals are
Yeah.
there if you're looking for them, man.
I'm gonna have to get one then because like yeah. I mean I got a computer that could handle all the 3D whatnot. So
Sure, for sure.
that'd be so fun. And not like and I'm not really like worried about using it for gaming. Like it would literally just help with development, like
Oh, sure.
so
I mean,
much.
you could do so much with it. Like, if you wanted to, like, for instance, there's a program out there. Let's say I wanted to build a bar, or let's say you wanted to build a half pipe. Instead of drawing it out on like graph paper and getting your measurements and doing
Yeah,
all
you
that
can
stuff,
actually draw it
you
in person and stuff.
literally would
Yeah.
have it
Oh,
out in
dude.
front of you, and then you could buy your pieces,
Bruh.
and it would highlight what piece you need to put in place for that.
Yeah.
A lot of that actual development came from the HoloLens. Gen 1, when they started putting those out in production for when they were building buildings. AC ductwork to iron workers, putting that
Yeah.
up.
See, that's
I
cool.
mean, it
But
was it
see,
was
and
really cool.
all that kind of stuff, the fact that they're able to like implement all that into AR and all that, that just means it's another step or two before they're training robots to do all that stuff and
Oh, if they're
all
not
these
already. I
yeah, all
mean,
these trade jobs are, gone just like the programming jobs and whatnot.
mhm,
Because people always say, like the trade jobs aren't going anywhere, but yeah, they are. They are.
won't be long.
all right. So the combination of all this stuff is really not sitting well. Give me just we might have to I might have
Yeah,
to reset part of this.
yeah, not
It's
a
all good.
problem. Just do your thing and then
This
come back.
is
Hey,
killing me.
if you got like something pre-recorded or whatever instead, then we could just do that.
Oh
Like,
yeah, yeah. I do, but man, it was working just a second ago, and I'd love to show you guys this. So give me just a second.
Yeah,
yeah,
Get this get this up and running.
yeah. We could touch base back on your Blue Origin rocket deal.
yeah, yeah,
So for them, that was a really big step for them, and being able to land on something that is mobile,
yeah,
because we've
dude.
had a lot of companies, like the other two major companies, try and do the same thing, and they've just failed. They
Yeah,
plummet and they go into the water and they don't land. To be able to see it and know the depth on when to really slow down and then adjust itself, like almost coming to the water and then being able to guide itself back to that boat, that was really cool. And I think
yeah.
that's something that's just going to open it up, right? Because at that point, they can just send it anywhere.
Oh yeah, yeah, dude.
If they
Hey,
can, next step would not be cool to see is to see it launch from a boat and re-land on a boat.
yeah, that'd be
Like
cool. Yeah, then
that
because
would
then
be really cool.
it'd be a lot easier to do like any kind of orbit you want if you could launch from boats.
Yeah,
Like literally any orbit you want, just no problem.
yeah.
Yeah, no, it's crazy though, because like literally it was just the previous flight was the first flight they successfully landed one. And then here on
Right.
the next flight after that, they're landing a reused one. Like, bruh, that's crazy. Like they're definitely I feel like they're advancing faster than SpaceX advanced at at this stage during their development of the Falcon 9.
Well, sure. I mean, at the same time, though, you already have like a predecessor, right? You already know, you're already seeing stuff how they're doing it. So what else can you do
That's
to
true.
improve that?
That's true. Yeah.
So you're, you're, I would only imagine, or at least I would hope that you would just be that much further.
And I'm sure they'd probably poach some SpaceX people too, to,
Oh yeah,
you
it's the
know,
name of the
so
game. They're neighbors for Christ's sake. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like they aren't far from each other.
So I'm waiting for part of this to restart, and so we may end up going a little long today. If that's okay, we'll just do a
yeah, that's
second
fine.
Teams thing or something like that.
Yeah, we'll
Is
we'll
that
just
okay? You
we can
guys
just
got
do
time
it
for that?
in two parts on Facebook or whatever. That's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Let's watch this landing again. I
Now
wonder
they
if
lost
there's
the
a,
satellite also, right?
well, they didn't lose it. It just got put into the wrong orbit.
Okay.
There's something
So
wrong with the second stage, and I think it didn't fire as long as it was supposed to fire or something like that.
gotcha.
So it's in a off nominal orbit or some term. I wonder if there's another view like from on the boat.
Hmm. That's the launch pad. I know there is. Yeah, there you
Oh
go.
yeah, there we go.
Yep, that's it.
Oh,
I'm thinking they probably don't actually have the video of the landing itself from
Just
this
when it's
point. Yeah,
already
just once it's
landed.
sitting there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that is so cool.
yeah, crazy.
That to me just means it's getting cheaper.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
being able to automate and reuse. I mean, and that was SpaceX's biggest thing was that, he's just like, we can reuse it, which that cost is way down on that one.
dude. Yeah,
So
you look at the graph of like the cost per ton to orbit, and over the last like 15 years, it's just gone down to nothing. Like
yeah.
it, man. Uh, yeah, whatever. Yeah, no, it's crazy. Back in like the 90s or something, it was like I don't know. These numbers are wrong, but it's like gonna be it was like this dramatic of a change. Like it was like $1 million per ton to orbit back in the 90s, and now it's like $1,000 per ton or something crap. Not that's totally wrong, but it is like that big of a change. Like it is absolutely insane. Within our lifetimes, a ticket to space will totally be affordable for regular people like us.
Yeah. So here, just a quick, Google deal, right? So it said in 1990, it was 50 to 60 million dollars to put something, okay,
Yeah.
to now 3 million.
Yeah. Yeah. Dude, that's and
Okay.
that's only in like 20 to 30 years difference, And
Yeah.
we didn't really do much to advance space travel and stuff before that, other than the Apollo program, Like the space shuttle doesn't really count. Like it was so expensive and so cumbersome, and it was just more of a pipe dream than anything.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what they're saying. Back in then, it was approximately 50 to 60 million. And then, yeah, so 1.5 to 3 million
That's insane.
per ton. That's what there's in comparison per ton. So
Yeah,
that's,
no, dude, like it's literally like we could put together the money to put a CubeSat up in space.
Right.
Literally. Like it's gotten that cheap.
Yeah, it's saying right now the SpaceX Falcon 9 is roughly the average right now is 2.7 million per ton.
Yeah. That's
Wow.
crazy. How's it going, Chilton?
This is so frustrating. It was working during the first half of our thing. It was sitting over there on the side working just fine. As soon as I knew this was going to happen, as soon as I tried to make it actually start over there. Golly. So this is kind of it's annoying, but this is kind of par for the course. Like every time that I try to demonstrate this in person, I have the same kind of issue. And I really, it's like if I weren't, if I wasn't just convinced that this kind of stuff doesn't happen, I would think this is some kind of, what did I make some person mad who has magical powers? I don't know. I don't get it.
What's the issue exactly?
Right now, one of the scanner's battery it's registering as fully charged in the headset, but it's not showing me the freaking scanner when I try to use it. It's not registering the device as a working device. I've never seen this happen before. Been using this thing pretty much constantly for 2 years now.
If you need to like maybe restart your computer or something real quick.
Yeah, I'm gonna try turning it off, turn it back on, see if that works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, so the idea behind this was, ultrasound technology has come a long way, but the average person doesn't have access to it. And unfortunately, we're still the price on this thing is really high, just because it's we've got a bunch of licensing fees and we've got some hardware stuff that we have to build and all this stuff for every one of the versions. I'm hoping that we can get the price down even cheaper, because I'd love it if this was in the range of something that every person, even if it was a little on the expensive side, at least be something that was in the range where most people could afford one, So right now it's around 10 grand, and most of that is our cost. I'd love to get it down to like 5 or so. That would be awesome. But
so I'm guessing this isn't something that like someone could rig together with like an Arduino or whatever.
That's the other thing is, now that I've built all this stuff, I keep thinking, oh, well, what if I had done this cheaper and stuff like that? The problem is we're trying to go the legit route, which would include, licensing algorithm, not algorithm licensing, but licensing different parts of this and working with vendors and stuff like that. It would be, you could build parts of this cheaper, just a homebrew kind of thing. And I am 100% convinced that oh, there we go. Now it's working. I'm 100% convinced that we're going to have knockoffs all over the place immediately, because it's such a game changer in terms of how it what you're capable of doing as a person, just as a result of having this thing, and what you're capable of exploring and understanding and everything else. So I'm expecting competition. To be perfectly honest, I'm expecting someone to go, well, I can do that for cheaper. And
yeah, you sounded exactly like Hank Hill just then.
Well, I do?
Hank Hill.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah, okay. So
God damn it, Bobby.
Okay, so that's my people. I'm from West Texas, and there are
touche.
there are
that
a lot of
explains
people,
it.
Yeah.
yeah. Boomhauer, I think, is the one that I can identify with the most. I knew a lot of people that kind of talk like that,
Oh wow.
which is really funny. It's funny how much when I was a kid, how many people would finish their sentences with, "I'll tell you what." I always like that one. All right, so let me see if I get the cadence right here. We connect this to this, that to this, this to my phone. Okay. Right. This phone is being used from the device over here. Casting ended. Yeah. We're going to go back in and do it again. Cast again. Keep the headset on. Yeah, I'm trying. I'm going to hop into there and here and fire this up. There we go.
Does the
There we go.
headset do any processing, or is all the processing done on the computer?
So the headset does some of the processing. Yeah, actually it does.
Okay.
So there's heaps. And again, I'm trying to not give away too much of how it works under the hood because I don't want to
Yeah.
let other people.
So I guess my question is, and just to explain it for everybody else too, is that you are tethered right now, but that's only to screen share what you're seeing through the headset, correct?
Yeah. So it's
So
a yeah, exactly.
so this is a
normally completely
standalone
wireless.
system, right? So if you were to get this package deal, let's say if you had to buy it all, you'd have your handheld device and the headset, right?
Right.
Okay.
Cool. Simple.
There we go. All right. So there we go. So can you see my hand here?
No.
Oh, wait, hang on.
You
Nope.
gotta
You
share
have
your
to screen
screen real
share.
quick.
Oh, I need to shoot. Am I not screen sharing?
No.
Nope.
Hey,
I'm
one of y'all want to make a new meeting real quick, and
Yeah,
we'll
let's do
switch
that.
over to that because we only got like 9 minutes left on this one. So,
Sounds good.
all right.
Tony, can you do it?
Yep, I will do it, sir.
Thank you. Okay. So I'm going to share my screen now. There we go. All right. So what we see here should be my screen. And so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to hang on just a second. I need to do one thing real quick.
Looks like you have a on your headset, I
Yeah, you
think.
got
Maybe
the
there's an
menu
overlay.
up.
Yeah, like your menu's up on your headset.
All right. Sorry about that, guys. All right. I'm back.
No, you're good.
Okay. All right. So, okay.
Hey, you
You can see
got
my
your
screen.
menu up on the
Yeah.
video.
Get that off there.
There you go.
Okay. So one of the things is,
It's still
there
there.
we go.
It's still up. Is it your
Yeah.
mouse it was, like if you go up, if you push the X, do you see that?
Uh,
Kind
I
of
see a
go up
show full meeting.
you were moving your Oculus screen. You're sharing your screen like your visual.
Oh.
There
Right.
you
Got
go.
it.
Right there.
Got it. Sorry about that. All right.
Yep.
How's that?
Perfect.
Yep.
There we go. All right.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Back to it. All right. So the first thing you got to do is put this ultrasound gel on your body somewhere. And I have covered myself head to toe with this stuff at this point, but I'm going to do that right there. And then, so one of the weird things, one of the cool things that you'll notice, so let me just go over the UI real quick. So this up here, you've got, this is your main ultrasound window. So if I run my finger across the tip of the ultrasound, you'll see it here on the little display.
Oh yeah.
Oh
Huh.
yeah. Okay.
Wow.
Yep.
Okay. And you see it up here also.
Okay.
All right. So the other thing is the Quest, and when it streams, uses only one eye, and so it's not stereoscopic. But for me, this is stereoscopic. So when I look at this, it doesn't look like it's drawn onto my hand. It looks like it's drawn through my hand.
Yeah. Okay.
That's cool. Okay.
And then so looking at the screen down here, and this is really
Yeah.
the one that matters. I'm just gonna get real close to it.
Sure.
But so you can see, like, if you see that little circle area right there,
Yeah.
that's a blood vessel. And so I can scan that. I can go like this. I'm just gonna wait a second, get a good angle on it, and then just go like this. Okay. I want to try that again. It grabbed multiple shots there. Okay, so we got
Man.
this, and I can now go to this screen here and change the size of that.
Sure.
And another thing I can do is I can switch into VR mode, which will hide everything else in the room. So I can see this much easier. And I
Yeah.
can also hide the menu. Let me just move it out of the way, actually. Okay.
There you go.
So this thing right now, can't really tell it in VR mode. I'll switch back to AR mode. This is the scan that I just took.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So if I looked at this on a computer screen, I would only see one layer of this at a time, or I could, we actually have a viewer on the website that lets you view these files that you can do it. You can actually share this with people through our website, but it would still be on the computer screen. But I'm seeing this in 3D in stereo right now. I mean, it looks like a real thing floating in front of me, maybe about a foot across. But if I wanted to, I could put it way up there and I could change the scale again to something larger. So now to me, it looks about 2.5 feet across. I could make it even larger. There you go. And at this point, I can move this around. And these are what we're calling keyframes or key scans. They're not all of the information from the ultrasound. These are the images that the ultrasound took every few hundredths of a second as it was doing this. And so there's more data actually packed into this whole thing. And then when I go export this, if I wanted to send this to someone, they'll get a full volumetric version of this that has all the data in it, all the scanned images. So I'll show you guys that later. But this is basically what the scan looks like. But the cool thing is, right, so I can go in here and I can go, I've got a measurement tool, and I can grab that and then go in here and measure part of this. So if I want to say, what's the difference from here to here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So that's showing me that is 1.037 centimeters. Now, the reason that this is interesting, not only, I mean, it's kind of hard for you to see it on the screen, but it says 1.03 centimeters. So the utility of this is that I can take it keeps an archive of files that I've done. So we're going to do another one here. Let's say go back in here and do this again. And let's say so let's say that I was trying to lose weight. And I'm not going to show you an actual example of this because that's embarrassing. But let's say that you could take a picture of, or you could take a scan of adipose tissue on your body, like your belly, legs, whatever. And then, so you got that from one day, and then a few days later, you might scan it again. Or even the next day, you could scan it again. And on your scale, it's only going to show you, kind of a coarse amount of weight lost. So you might lose water weight overnight, or you might lose this or that. But if you lose actual fat, you would see it and you'd be able to measure it with this because you can blow this up.
Sure.
And so this has dates underneath it. So you'd say, okay, this is at 4:30. Like on one day, there's not going to be the difference. But you could make this, pretty big, and you could compare one day to the next. And if you're real careful about how you scan it, and I've got a video on there where I scanned my ankle on the website. I drew dots on my leg, and then I scanned just between those dots, and I used a blood vessel as the other side. And one of the things you could do is you could go in here and say, well, how much weight did I lose? If I'm looking at the distance from my arm to my bone, and that's what this would be up here, this area right there, that's a bone. skin to bone here is 2.9, while over here, this is a bad scan, but you get the idea. You could basically see
Yeah,
a difference. 2.5. Oh my God, I actually lost weight. Of course I didn't.
sure.
I just measured a different spot. But
I mean,
that's one of the things you could do with it, right? So you could
yeah.
immediately see things like that.
The
Obviously,
plus
now,
side to see something like that too would be, if you have some, tumorous cells or something, that how far away is it from, a major artery or from, something
Yeah.
like that. You could do it right there
I
and have.
so one of the things I have to be careful with is that, and this sounds completely ludicrous, but in the United States, because this is an ultrasound, I can't discuss anything medical, like medical
Touche.
diagnosis. So I can't tell you whether or not that's right or wrong. Obviously, that is up to the viewer's mind. But if you're living outside of the United States, I could sell this to you, and I could make all kinds of wild medical claims if I wanted to. But I can't sell it to Americans inside the United States and make any kind of medical claim about what it does,
Gotcha.
because it's how it's always been done. Because the
Yeah.
ultrasounds used to be gigantic and they were expensive and they had to be calibrated and all this stuff that now is trivial. And so it's another example of how our government hasn't caught up with or hasn't kept up with the technology. And so we've got this thing that I would love to tell you because we originally designed this for medical purposes. And I'd love to tell you all about that, but I can't without
Gotcha.
I can't yet. We're hoping to do that soon, but not yet. But yeah, there are
Hmm.
some things you could
You
do
just
medically speaking.
take the money you make from selling this thing right now and lobby some politicians.
Yeah. Yeah, but it would cost less to lobby the politicians than to pay the FDA fees just to find out what category this device fits in. I'm not kidding. I could
That's
literally lobby a politician cheaper than I could pay the standard fee. This isn't even like a fine. This is just if you want to find out certain information from the FDA, you have to pay them a lot of money, like 50 to $250,000, 50K to quarter
Wow.
million dollars. So here's another example of something you can do. So I got this. This is gel wax. I've run out of ballistic gel, so this is the next best thing. So back
the
here,
overlays back on the screen.
sorry, go away. Is it good? There we go. Okay.
Yep, you're good.
So back here in the back of this, you see this little blot here. That is that's a lead pellet from a pellet gun. Now, when I was a kid, we used to shoot each other with pellet guns at a
Hmm.
distance because you don't want to shoot someone up close, but it was always interesting to see if you could, would it break the skin at, you know, 25 yards, 50 yards, whatever. And so, I don't think I've got any pellets left in me, but I did for a while have a few. I've had at least one lead pellet that was in there for a few days. Um, but the funny thing is, if I wanted to see if I could find that with this ultrasound, it would actually be pretty easy to do. And let me show you what that's going to look like. So since this is gel and there's nothing in it, why is it doing that? Just a second. Sorry, it's catching on the surface there. Wanted to make sure it doesn't do that, but there we go. So if I was curious though, I could actually just scan uh, one more time. It's not got enough gel on it. There we go. It should look like there's something in there. I mean, it should look like there's
Yeah, you kind of got it there on the
Yeah,
like the left there. I seen a little bit of an object.
yeah,
There you
yeah.
go.
Yeah,
yeah.
so this is going to stand out
Oh yeah, okay.
That's cool.
really well. So I can grab it. There we go. And if I go to the measurement page, I can zoom this, scale this up, and you can
Yeah.
tell very easily that there's something in there, and you can kind of get an idea for the shape of the angle that it's in there, which is correct. It is at an angle, and it's that angle. And so it's really cool how you can, kind of see stuff like that. And then we've got some other interesting stuff in here that's barely visible. And I don't know if it's even visible to the naked eye, but certainly not my eyes. Let me see. So if you have just the smallest pocket of air, or not air, but if you have the smallest, get back on the live view. There we go. So let me, oh, here we go. I was a little far off there. Clear that. So this is one of the most interesting things to me is sometimes when I looked at this originally, I was kind of curious if, is it really working? Is it actually working correctly and all this kind of stuff? And this was an accidental kind of test, but it worked really well. And let me show you this. So if you look at this, you see a triangle shape right here, and it's at an angle.
Yep.
And that's because while I was working on this, I had this piece of paper. This is a what's it called? Note card. And I had dropped it on top of this, and it had just started to slide into it. And that paper went right in there.
So
and
you
that's
can see the gap.
All you're seeing is a gap in a change in density. And that's it.
That's
but you can see the angle and everything there. And the really cool thing about that is that that's how it works all throughout your body. Everything inside your body is different densities. And so you can see just insane and you've got these there are these other settings.
Is it able to tell the difference between like bone and muscle and vein and stuff like
absolutely.
that?
Absolutely.
That's awesome.
Here, let me show you that.
That's so cool.
So again, we'll use the same area over here. I'm going to set it to a slightly higher power. And what this is going to do is it's just going to lengthen the distance that it's showing the scan at. And I think I might have lost the connection to the scanner. Let me check. Yeah, I did. Okay, it's back on. There we go.
Yep.
Okay, so I'm going to scan this. And so if I take this giant scan here, and we'll go into gonna measure, bump the size up. I'm going to hide you. Okay, so if we look at this giant scan here, I'm frustrated. So there's a feature that is in the software that I disabled earlier this morning while I was working on the controls that allows you to slice this apart and look at it on the inside. I just realized I don't have that turned back on. If we have that on though, you'd be able to see inside here that there's this area right here along the top. Oh, actually, I can do this. I can crop, not that one. Pull this over here so I can see a little better. That's not the right one. Pull it back. Yeah. So I can crop the side of it here. So this area up here, this white area, that's bone. And it's and so what happens is you notice bone because it'll have a sharp descent to dark after it. There's a medical term for it that I'm not going to get into, but basically it's going to have a really hard echo from the bone because sound's not going to penetrate it, but it's going to bounce off. And so bone will look like this, and metal actually looks a little different. And that's one of the things where I'm not sure if I'm getting into the diagnostic thing, so I'm going to stay away from talking about that. But I think that it's fair to say that if you had a bullet in you, or if you had a metal fiber in you, it'll be very easy to find.
Yeah,
sure.
And let me let me show you an example of that real quick. So I showed you the bullet thing earlier, but there's one other example that I got that's, I think, really amazing. Give me just a second here. And I have to really look for it to find it with my human eyes. My flashlight here. There it is. Okay. All right. So you guys have heard stories about the wire brushes, barbecues?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So supposedly the deal is, these wire brushes were sticking in kids in the kid's neck. That was the story. And if you had this device, find it again. I'm in the right general area here. All right. If you, I'm not going to say it's going to work better on a person because I haven't stuck any metal fibers in people, but I know it's in there roughly at that spot. Let me see if we can see it on this. Where are you?
Did it lose connection again?
Oh, it might have. It sure might have. Let me check.
Because it was where you were like sweeping, it's all black. There you go. Looks like it's connected.
It's connected. It's not
Yeah.
the gel keeps like dissipating into the wax. Very
Mm.
frustrating. Come on. All right. So we actually caught it that time, and I know you probably didn't notice it, so I'm going to show you here this. I can grab that and pull it out, and then switch over to measure, size, brightness. Okay, so this is one of those things where,
Oh yeah.
so right up here, let's see if we can get it. Oh, and I've got it cropped also. I just realized I had it cropped. Jesus. That's the part of the problem.
Yeah.
So I don't
Yep.
know how visible this is here. Let me switch to the darker mode. But you can see this little white area right here. So
Yeah.
the thing is, the ultrasound doesn't really. I mean, it makes noise. There's some noise that the algorithms cancel out. But if you find a patch of something that's very visibly not normal, um, that's something. And so you could look at your skin, and you can look through your skin, and once you use it enough, you kind of get a feel for what's supposed to be there, and see things like a cyst, or a few days ago I had a friend that had a what do you call it, a splinter, and we were able to find it just in. The question was, did he still have the splinter, or was it just his imagination? And he totally had it. You could see it on the scope there.
Man, you
So
need to make
there's
like a full body scanner that like you go stand in and it just scans your whole body. Do,
Hmm.
do
you
that
could
like
do
once a week, and like just always be
well.
up
So
to date with your body.
no, I've got a friend that actually gets MRIs on a pretty regular basis, and for that reason, that's expensive as hell.
Yeah.
But
Sure.
he's paranoid about his health, and he has the money to do stuff like that. But like here, so for example, looking into my hand, and you can see. Let me switch to a different scope here. There we go. So here you can see bones and muscles, and all of these things have different densities. And so if you were to take a scan here and look at it, there are things you could actually pull out of the scan, especially out of the final data, the volumetric data. You can get all kinds of cool stuff out of it. So we're really going to explore that in the near
Oh,
future
yeah,
with
you could
this.
even have it like not show anything that is natural. That way you could have only like if you're looking for a splinter or something, like that would be the only thing that would show up.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So you can, yeah, exactly. So that gets into algorithms used to.
Non-organic.
I'm sorry.
Is it something that I can see like it's
Yeah.
not
Yeah,
non-organic?
like filtering out all the
Yeah,
organic stuff like veins
yeah,
and bones and muscle, and
Yeah.
that way it only displays the non-organic stuff.
absolutely. So especially like and this is the same thing that the way that they detect aircraft. Any kind of sharp edges show up really well in this, and so like I'm realizing now what I need to have is like a little box or something like that I could show in here. I have a friend who had a titanium implant in his shoulder, and we were looking at that a few weeks ago, and it was really wild how much detail you could see um, just there on his shoulder. And that's one of those, another one of those things that I'd love to be able to show in more detail. So as I use this, obviously it's letting me it stores all the scans,
Yeah.
and I was telling Tony earlier that I'd actually asked my on my neighborhood Facebook group if anyone wanted me to come over and look at their weird stuff. I need some stuff for the gallery on the website, so you can see into some things like cysts show up really well. It looks like a big open area.
Hmm.
Okay.
And you can compare that to other things that might be in your body, and I'm not going to go into that, but you can compare it and see instantly uh, the substantial difference between that and worse things, I guess I could say.
Sure.
It's really cool. So the there are a few things behind this that we wanted to have. I wanted to have the ability to um, track minuscule changes in your progress, like weight loss and for muscle growth. One of the cool things is that if I um, go running, I can look at my muscle density before and after and see that if I run to exhaustion, I'll see that a substantial difference in what my muscles look like. That's pretty cool.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
then
Sure.
if I'm doing if I'm working out, I can see that. There are some things you can do. I'm not going to get into them, obviously, but do you see the blood vessels there? You got those little circles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So there are companies like LifeTouch that do these. I don't know if it's LifeTouch, that might be a photography place. There's a company that's screening for all kinds of different diseases, and they use ultrasound for everything. And what they do, there are all these, and you can look online at these, but there are techniques for basically you just push an ultrasound onto the vein, you let go, and you scan it again, and the way that the vein flexes and comes back tells you a lot about the condition of it and the stuff that might be in it. And so that's how they do things like
That's cool.
predict strokes
Mm.
and all kinds of stuff. So there's a lot of stuff you could do medically with this that I think would just fall into the category of this is not that different than a bath scale or
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
if you're trying to find out what's going on inside your own body. I feel like that's something that everyone should be allowed to do
Oh yeah.
and
Definitely.
know how stuff works in their body. I only regret that I don't have anything horribly wrong with my hands or arms that I could show you on this video.
Hey,
Now,
this has been awesome. Like, dude, this is
Yeah. This is
so crazy. Like,
so one of the things is, and I'm not going to show you this, but that one of the things is that I did twist my ankle, actually really bad a few years ago, and it's taken a long time to heal. But I can, when I first started working with this, I took a few scans, and I can see a difference now because you can see areas that have swelling in them, and you can like check the distances and measure them.
yeah,
And that's a
see
kind of
how
measurement that,
swollen it is. That's cool. Yeah.
yeah. But I can't measure that outside of my body other than just like with a tape measure. And that's
Yeah.
not really going to give me any kind of real accurate knowledge of what's going on inside my body.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Well, guys, I think we probably need to wrap it up.
Yep.
We're kind of coming to the end of this meeting anyways. So,
Yep.
this has been awesome, Chilton. Like, that's
Thank you.
mind blowing. That is so
Yeah.
cool. Like, dude,
Extremely
wow.
cool.
I
I
can't
can't
wait
wait to see what's coming up.
Yeah, dude. Here, like, even in like a year from now, like, this is gonna be wild.
We
Like,
should
I
have some
can't.
really cool stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can't wait to see it like 5 years from now. Like, it's gonna,
I was going to say
man.
Triad MedTech is the website. This is called the Triad, TRIAD.
Triad Mid Tech.
MedTech.
Med Tech.
Med Tech.
Okay.
Yeah.
There you go.
So we're considering this a personal imaging device at this time. Personal imaging system. It comes in a whole kit. It comes in this big orange thing over here. It has everything set up. You basically pop on the headset, you turn on the scanner, and it works. As long as you're not trying
That's
to do
cool.
a live stream over the internet from your phone
Yeah.
to the computer, etc. It just
Yeah.
kind of just works. It's really cool.
Awesome.
So you're if you wanted to, if there was something going on and you're like, holy crap, I need to go know what's going on inside this person's body immediately, it would take you about 30 seconds from opening the case before you were able to start looking at it.
That's
and
awesome,
so,
dude.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is. It could change some people's lives. It honestly
Oh, for
could.
sure.
Well, that's awesome, dude. That's
Thank you.
so cool. It's been great talking to you guys, and thanks everyone else for joining us.
Yep.
This has been the 3 Technoteers, and we'll see you next week.
Thanks, Stephen. See you.
Thanks, guys. See y'all.
See ya.